like this. It probably won't be exact because I've got to remake it, and you know, nothing is like the same twice, I suppose. Right, so yeah, what you're gonna do is create a new document. Let's say 1200 pixels by 900 pixels. Zoom into the actual pixels. We're gonna fill our background color with a kind of white, but not actually white, so it's kind of like a couple of shades darker than white. This hex color code is EEEEEE. Alright, so let's click OK, and then fill in our backgrounds. Alright, now we're going to create a new layer, and with our rectangular selection tool, we're going to make a selection about that big at the top of our document, and fill in the background. Let's just get this exact color. Right, that color code is 2422. No, wait, no, right, 242818. Right, sorry about that. So let's fill in that color. Then press Ctrl D to get rid of selection. Now we're going to create a new layer, and with our brush tool, at about, let's say, about 500 pixels and 0% hardness, we're going to take white, and we're just going to brush there. I'm going to press Ctrl Alt and G to create a clipping mask, and that basically means that the layer that is the clipping mask will only be visible inside the layer that it's masking. Let's create another layer, and let's brush again. Let's create another clipping mask, and then move that layer up there. This is basically just giving the layout a bit of lighting. Slowly pass it down a little bit, and let's just move it that way. So yeah, right, now we're going to create our logo kind of thing. Well, it's not really a logo, it's just a bit of text, but you know. Right, let's set our font to Franklin Gothic, and let's just type my name, Jack Innes. Now you'll probably see that the text is all pixely. Now to stop this from happening, up here on your text toolbar, you'll see this little selection here. You can change that to sharp, and that makes the text nice and sharp. So let's just make it a bit bigger, 72 pixels, and let's change my last name, which is Innes, to Franklin Gothic Demi, which is just bolder. Right, now we're going to double click on the texts layer on the layers palette. Just click like over this side, which will bring up the blending options, or you can right click and click blending options. Click gradient overlay. I'll slowly opacity down to about 15. Now you're going to add an inner shadow, and you're going to make sure that the angle is about minus 55 pixels. You're going to set the size to 0 and the distance to 1. You're going to change the blending mode to normal and set the color to white. Lower the opacity just a little bit, and you get that kind of 3D Web 2.0 effect. Let's also add a drop shadow, 0 pixels as a distance. Make the size a little bit bigger, and lower the opacity down. And that's our cool text effect. You could also add a reflection if you wanted to, but today I'm just going to stick with that. Right, so what we're going to do now is, let's just see. Alright, we're going to make this green bar. Let's just take that color. The color is 8FC040. So let's create a new selection on a new layer about that big, and let's fill it with that green. Ctrl D to get rid of selection. Use our move tool and use the arrow keys on our keyboard to move it down a couple of pixels. Then going to add a gradient overlay about 15 pixels, and set the scale to 150% to make it blend a little bit better. Set the angle to -90%, then add another inner shadow. This time we're going to set it to 90 degrees, 100% opacity, normal for the blending options. Set the distance to 1 pixel, size to 0 pixels, and change the color to just a lighter green. So that color code is 8FC040. Okay, right, so let's also add a drop shadow. And set the distance to 0 pixels, angle is 90%, 90 degrees, sorry. Make the size a little bit bigger, lower the opacity to about 30 pixels. And this is one of the problems with Photoshop. You see, when you add a drop shadow, it doesn't add it like directly underneath. You get this little gap over here. So what you need to do is press Ctrl T to transform, and then just move this out of your canvas a little bit to make the shadow even. Press enter. Okay, you'll also see it doesn't really look very clean when you have a drop shadow and a dark color. So what we're going to do is double click, stroke, set the size to 2 pixels, and let's slow the opacity down a little bit. So it doesn't look perfect, but it will do. We're also gonna we're also gonna add some scan lines. If you don't know how to make scan lines, just look at my video that I uploaded earlier today. That will show you how to create scan lines and dotted lines. So we're gonna get our scan lines. Oh, I need to remake it. Right, new. No, I'm not done timer. Right, that's just timer on Skype. Right, define pattern. Pattern 3, yeah, whatever. Let's make a selection like that. Press feather and set the feather to 5 pixels. That just makes it basically not solid, makes it a little bit softer. Make that a little bit bigger. Then with our stamp tool, like so. I just realised that this video is going to be quite long, so it might have to be uploaded in like 2 parts.